Do not adjust your radio dial. You are tuned in to the Mark Order Podcast. Join the Mark Order.
What is that?
I don't know.
Is that little Rey Mysterio Jr.?
Oh yeah, that is who it is. Yeah.
A little finger puppet?
The Hulk
How about
Hogan
this
one
one?
looked like a dick.
Well, he's got that
Appropriate.
thermos, fella.
Appropriate.
How about this one? Can you figure out who this guy is?
Let me see. Let me see, fella. Is that Kurgan?
Nope.
Is it Batista?
Yes! Give me what I want!
Why do you have all these little finger guys?
I don't know where they came from. I honestly don't.
Ew.
It's the Zevia burps. This
Ugh.
episode of the Mark Order Podcast is brought to you by Zevia, the 0-calorie soda. Have a
They don't
ginger root
sponsor
beer.
us.
Sounds
Yeah,
like they
they
do
paid-
now.
If they paid us, I'd say they were delicious. But they're not.
They do not pay us though.
I enjoy a nice Zevia.
I'm
It's okay
glad
to have a little sugar.
they're not sending us shit or money. So
Honey,
Fucking big time Kate's in the house.
big time Kate.
How you guys doing? What's going on there, fellas and ladies?
I'm good. It's nice to have you here, Matt. And I feel like we're getting wild, Matt, which is even more fun. So we're in for a treat, even though there was no Dynamite tonight. There it
Wild
is.
Matt, Mark Marrow.
I like it. I like it. It's my
Do you
mom's
though?
birthday today.
That's so weird because it's my father's birthday too.
Is it really?
Yes.
Na-na-na. We did some real white people shit.
Oh God! Did you go to a vineyard or a brewery?
No, we went to. Do you know about like Peddler's Village?
They called the
New-
cops on kids.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. We told them to get off our lawn. No, there's this really cute area in New Hope, Pennsylvania called Peddler's Village. And they had like a pretty fun Halloween display out. They have like a scarecrow contest. And we just walked around this really cute area and you could vote on the scarecrows. One was, there was like a category that was scarecrows that were quite a character, and somebody did Prison Mike, which was the greatest. So obviously voting for that. And then we went to dinner and then back to my parents' house and just hung out. It was great. Really
Did you ask
fun.
Prison Mike about the Dementors?
Of course I did.
Was there any cruel at this farm?
There was no gruel. But a fun scarecrow idea. And I'm trying to think if there
Yes.
were any like
You asked to
Great
see
ones.
the manager, Karen.
I did not ask to see a manager. There was not one available, but
God,
it wasn't.
I could think of 100 other things I'd rather do than look at fucking scarecrows.
Okay, well then for your 65th birthday, we won't go to this really cute thing. You're not gonna live to see 65 though. You're gonna give yourself a heart attack.
Whoa!
You know, it seems to be the consensus around the house.
No!
People don't think I'm going to live very long. Joke's on them, though.
You'll live to
See,
be 120.
Outlive
Oh yeah,
all you
I think you are. I think your rage
He'll live
actually fuels you. I don't think you're gonna give yourself.
He'll live a
heart attack.
long, miserable life.
Yeah,
What
you're gonna
rage?
be 200. But rage.
What rage and what misery?
Like the rage that seeps out of your pores at the mention of Marco stunt, Wow, very controlled, but now you're trying too hard.
No, I don't know what you want from me.
No,
I got
that's an
Look,
example.
I got an Orange Cassidy shirt on.
I know, it's a good one.
Yeah, I like it. His head's a giant orange.
Hey, Matt,
It's
where
more
did you
on-
get that t-shirt from?
I think I got it in a pro wrestling crate.
Oh, man, do you know anybody that's like, I don't know, running a gift card contest?
I do, but I appreciate it, Kate. But I don't want to shill the Wizards podcast on the Mark Order.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's a
Fuck the
time and
Wizards.
place for that. And that place is Monday nights. I will shill though. And Anthony, I don't know if you've been able to check your emails today. My Series 7 has shipped.
Yes, sir. I did get that email.
Excuse me.
my God, so
Zevia
gross.
is pumping through my butt. What's grosser, Kate? Me burping or whatever that disgusting blob is behind the other blob?
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. I am interjecting. I am not a blob. I am a clearly defined lump of man meat.
Is that a fucking portrait of you behind you?
How dare you? How dare you?
If you turn your camera off and come back on and your glasses have googly eyes on them, it's a wrap, bro. The episode's over. You are, what's his name? Grumpy? Gritty?
Gritty.
Oh, he's gone!
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Fucking dare you?
How did you do
fucking dare you?
What
I
happened?
have skills.
He just
Also,
went behind
it's-
the screen.
No, it's just a feature in this thing.
Where you could
See?
make yourself disappear?
I'm one with Gritty now. Yeah,
It's like he's beaming down. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking blob.
apparently.
Defined man meat, my friend.
Well, I just need to say, we're not the only ones who don't like Gritty. KJG's watching, and he said he didn't even notice Gritty, but that's gross. And I agree.
See? What is a gritty?
That.
What is it?
I don't fucking know. Tell you the truth, I'm actually not that big of a fan of Gritty. I think he's an asshole to kids, but it's funny to fuck with you.
All the Philadelphia mascots are dumb. They don't make any sense. What's a Philly frenetic?
I'm sorry, it's not a giant fucking baseball.
It's Mr. Met. It's the fucking baseball team. It's not some.
We play baseball. What should our mascot be? It'll be a baseball.
What is the Philly frenetic?
Has nothing to do with the Mets. It's just a baseball.
His name is Mr. Met. It's in the name.
But it has nothing to do with Metropolitan. It's just a fucking baseball. He literally could be the mascot for the entire league.
He is the mascot for the entire league.
League? I don't know if he is, but
he is. When he's flipping off fans, he's the fucking mascot for the whole league.
No one likes Mr. Met. No one.
No one likes you. And
that's true, and I'm running with it.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so ornery.
Matt is here like once every 8 episodes, and he comes in telling other people.
Truthfully,
like
I'm going to tell you the one I wanted to get in, but I couldn't get it set up, but I can do it if I disappear. Hold on. This is literally done just for Ant.
Now we wait. Radio silence.
What is that?
I don't know what it is.
Somebody
they're punching a devil's head in the face.
Oh, so they're committing assault on camera.
At least they're not throwing up on children.
That's true. Or throwing batteries at Santa Claus.
You're mixing two stories. It was batteries at JD Drew. It was snowballs at Santa Claus.
Well, then who gives a fuck? You don't throw anything at Santa.
Santa was drunk and an asshole. Fuck him.
I mean, Del Rio ran over Santa with his car.
Did you get a lot of?
You all love Stone Cold when he stunned Santa, but suddenly Philly throws snowballs, and it's a problem.
Don't lump me in with all those waterheads. I did not enjoy when he stunned Santa Claus. What's wrong with you? What kind of heathen are you?
I think you did. I think you cheered.
No, I didn't. I actually was not a very big Stone Cold fan during the Attitude Era.
Who was your guy?
Your Attitude guy, yeah.
I don't really have an Attitude guy. Bret Hart was my guy. Then he left. Then Chris Benoit came in, and I was really all about Chris Benoit. I didn't really have like an Attitude Era guy.
How did Benoit work out?
For me, great. He didn't kill me and my family.
Matthew.
What? He didn't. I'm here. I'm still alive and kicking. Mom, not so much, but I'm here.
Oh,
Yeah,
But that had
unbox
nothing
some
to do with
things,
Chris
please.
Benoit.
Can we unbox some things? I don't even like.
wait, I'm
things.
enjoying this. I'm actually enjoying
Hold
this.
on.
What?
Oh my gosh.
What is that?
Nothing,
What are you,
Matt.
Darth Vader?
Never change.
No, it's our thing, but it's off to the. I'm in
Why
front
would
of
I
it, so.
change?
What
I'm
is-
telling you not to.
I will not, Kate.
I'm
Just for you, I won't change
Don't.
ever. I'm forever gonna wear
Don't go
sweatpants.
changing.
Oh, nice. Sing it, baby.
Try and please me. You never let me down before.
I created a monster.
Ooh, I can unmute myself.
It's okay.
So fuck
we'll
you
just play this
and
game all night.
me.
We'll play this game all night.
I will keep going forever.
When this ends
This
up
is
being
why
3
I
hours,
just-
I'm not the problem this week. I just want to go ahead and call that
Thank
out.
you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I needed to say, I was going to say the same thing, Kate. Everybody said, oh, this will be great. It'll be in and out quick. We'll be done in an hour.
Long as never in and out quick, guys.
Hey.
Can we rethink Force Mike?
Wow.
I mean,
really?
it's mostly my fault. It's like singing and
guys.
puns.
I'm loved.
Oh, my God.
Kevin Joseph Garifo said Schlong has the voice of an angel.
Oh, he's lying.
Well, he's lying.
Well, he tells
That's about
lies.
it.
That or he's had
Guys.
too many White Claws. Uh-oh.
Guys,
Uh-oh.
I got a package in the mail this week.
Did not mean to have that.
What?
Did you-
What did
So
you get?
Matt and I decided to sign up for the All Elite crate.
Yes.
Sure
So
did.
this is the first crate. It is their
So if I don't have enough shit just showing up,
yeah.
So much for people who haven't watched before. So much stuff that he doesn't remember. Like he just gets boxes and it's like, what is this? Including
Yeah.
if I don't get an email, like I got my Hayabusa figures the other day. Nobody sent me an email. I'm like, what is this box?
I think the ROH pillow buddies were the best though, because the box was just so enormous.
My buddies.
I'd also
Yeah, you're
point
right.
out that his wife is only semi on board with this, and she's heavily armed. So he's really, really walking
Very
a
good
fine
point.
line here.
It's a very good point.
Look, no, the bills are paid. There's money in the bank. We're not fucking eating out of
You're gonna
garbage
get that
cans
money
like
so you can get a title shot.
some crazy raccoons. We're doing good.
Millionaire Matt, man, living the life.
Yeah. He's millionaire Matt. He's got the money. He's good for it.
Living the
Up in,
gimmick.
Crate the Great.
So
over
guys. No, please, no. Don't rate the great. We're not
there. Oh,
doing
I said open the Crate the Great.
Why are you
Yeah,
Oh,
talking?
no, I don't
Open
want
the Crate.
Don't worry. My singing it took place of Rate the Great tonight. We're good.
Okay,
Hey,
good.
your teeth are really white.
They are? Thanks.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Boy.
All right, so
So
what do you
guys-
got?
Someone must brush her teeth.
Yeah.
So they let
What's
you
in
know
the
in the
box?
crate. Boy. They give you a little card here that tells you everything that's in here so you can cheat if you want to.
No spoilers, bro.
But it's the Full Gear 2021 crate menu. And there's a lot of good shit in here. So every crate comes with 2 shirts. So let's see. We got one shirt here.
Stunt. B marker stunt. Oh, it's a nice
Kenny
shirt. Whatever.
Omega.
Nice. Okay.
Very nice.
Very respectable. You get your
should be
champion
the
shirt.
That's right, the Dragon Kenny Omega shirt.
Not my
Let's see.
champion.
What do you mean the dragon? The dragon is Brian Danielson. What's wrong with you people?
The shirt is literally called Dragon Kenny Omega t-shirt.
Well, he
Return
could,
that.
be, he could be the non-American dragon. He could be the Canadian dragon.
There you go.
Well, let's see.
That's just
Our
called a
second
fucking,
shirt.
that's just called a pelican.
Oh my god. Our second shirt.
Oh,
Your circle
nice. I
shirt,
like
very nice. Okay.
It's the Skulls Inner Circle shirt. So that's
That
pretty
was actually one of the
cool.
ones I liked. Yeah.
Right in time.
And by
for
the way-
spooky season.
These are the nice soft t-shirts. These aren't those rough ones. These are nice soft t-shirts.
Very nice.
Let's see. What else do we got here? Oh, we got a Britt Baker hardcore lapel pin. It's pretty awesome.
She's hardcore.
DMD.
She
I
is.
saw you, Kate. I got you, Kate. I saw you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you,
guys,
Matt.
this is a good one. This is a good one. The micro brawler. Who is this, Matt?
It's Steve.
Very nice.
That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. I like that one.
All right.
Let's see here. We got the Darby Allin finger skateboard.
Oh, all right.
Is that for your
With
finger?
replacement wheels. Yeah, you never did that? Like the thing where you put your...
I was not good at that. Never good at it.
Oh, who?
No.
Me neither. Couldn't figure it out.
I didn't even know what that is.
You would...
You gave another postcard for Full Gear. Let's just throw
Matt,
in.
they were tiny skateboards you put your fingers on and you tried to like make tricks with your fingers. It was fucking possible.
Sounds stupid. That's like as dumb as Pogs.
Essentially.
Little All Elite crate sticker.
Alpha's back
Hey,
and in Pog form.
Fucking
beat me
Pogs.
to it.
I got in on Pogs like an idiot.
Oh, I was
I'm
deep
gonna
in
be a
on
millionaire
Pogs,
on Pogs.
bro. Oh
No.
man, Pogs and
Right.
Beanie Babies.
What is it?
Pogs and Beanie
Poster.
Babies.
It's a nice looking poster.
That's
An
a
old
great poster. A Moxley Omega.
Yeah.
That's from the
Full
first
Gear
Full Gear, right?
19. Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's a nice
It seems
little
very
poster.
curated for pay-per-view that's coming up, and then you got your spooky shirt for Halloween. I
So,
like that they are catered.
Wait, hold on.
to the-
There's
Hold
a
up.
couple more things.
All right.
Go ahead.
So I opened my box last night, Anthony.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for you to open the 8x10.
I'm getting there. I've seen it.
Cannot wait. And I hope you didn't cheat when you looked at the back of that card.
Just now I did. Here's our Hangman
That-
bottle opener. That's very on brand, and this will come in handy.
Very on brand.
I want
Guys.
these two to guess what the 8x10 is before you open it. It's one of Anthony's
Hold on.
favorites.
Hold on. Well, you might have given it away there. I like this, the Dark Order patch. It's very on brand for us, Dark Order
I like that.
patch.
Very nice.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's the 8x10.
Sheeta.
I was going with Jade Cargill, that bitch.
Yeah, I nailed it. I nailed it. It is Sheeta.
T-Donk also guessed Sheeta.
Guys, we might be doing a giveaway with this 8x10.
Why? You don't want to fucking frame it? Throw it in your office there? Your podcasting office?
It is certified by the All Elite Crate. It's 100% authentic.
There you go.
I still have to frame my natural disasters one. Unfortunately, I'm missing an earthquake signature. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. He's hard to get.
If
Got a shovel?
if you reach out to Tony has a way of communicating with the hard to get folks.
Oh, he does.
Oh yeah, you ever hear those liners he got when he went on vacation? Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah.
I did. Those were really good liners, and I wonder if there's anybody else Tony could maybe reach out to try to get some liners, because that's a great bit. It was a great bit.
It's not a bit.
Are you content with your all elite crate for Full Gear?
You know what? Listen, it was, just for those keeping score out there, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was 12 items. 2 t-shirts, and to be honest, I only have one AEW t-shirt right now that Matthew got for me. So I think it's a nice crate, because if anything, 2 t-shirts plus all the extra swag, and you get it 4 times a year. So at the very least, at the end of 1 year, I'll be out of it with 8 t-shirts.
There you go. And it's all AEW themed. See, I sign up for the pro wrestling crate too, and I get that once a month. So every 3 months I get a fucking major podcast wrestling figure fucking t-shirt. that I don't really give a shit about.
Yeah, but Kevin's birthday, Kevin's Christmas present.
Kevin is not an XL. He'll be
it's
fucking swimming, and it'll be a goddamn nightie on him.
Everyone needs a nightie.
Wear to bed. Yeah. He can tie it with a ponytail like white girls do.
He would do it in the front, like midriff.
Yeah. Kapowski. He can Kapowski it. There you go.
He can cinch.
How much was your AEW crate, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't remember because I ordered it so long ago.
That's a brilliant marketing tactic. You just get the stuff and you're like, this is an incredible value for whatever I paid for it 4 months ago or whatever. Well played.
I mean, like I said, the whole reason I did it was I said, listen, if it kind of sucks, it sucks, but at least I come out of it with some T-shirts for the brand, right? Because I don't have any. Ones. Yeah, like and they're the soft ones. Yeah, so it's a nice job. They're doing them 4 times a year. I don't remember the schedule, but it's full gear. They'll do an all-in, whatever Revolution. The other pay-per-view is. Revolution, that's it. And then they'll do whatever. I can't remember the fuck the pay-per-views now. That's it.
It came out to $175 for the year.
All right.
And that was if you did it all in front, right? Like all ahead of time.
That's it was $140 and then they tack on the shipping. So it's like
gotcha. Okay.
$35 a month.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's like I said, the T-shirt thing for me was like, T-shirts alone are like 25, 30 plus for a T-shirt, depending on the size and a bigger size. So I'm always paying the premium. So, I'll get 2 T-shirts out of the boxes and then I'll see where I am, when it comes time to renew. Because I'm only in it for the year.
Is nice. Because I gotta be honest, I got my CM Punk tee and my LSG tee and my Warhorse tee. And the CM Punk tee was a little rough, you guys. I think they had run out of stock.
You got to spend that extra money for the soft shirts, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't even mind the other ones are all right, but I think because they ran out of literal, just physical white T-shirts to print on from the CM Punk ones, I got I got a rough white T-shirt that's like kind of see-through, like not their normal quality. So I was like, always gonna always pay for the upgrade because it's worth it.
See-through, nice. Yeah. It's gonna get you to 4,000 followers quicker than you thought.
Very true.
Here.
Very true.
Where are we? I heard you guys at the. So I heard I didn't listen to last week's show because I have 0 time in my life to listen to shit. Unless it's Yacht Rock. If you guys are on the Yacht Rock, I would listen to Yacht Rock. And I didn't want spoilers for Dynamite because I got to watch Dynamite Friday. I don't know.
It's weird that we weren't on Yacht Rock because we just sang Hall & Oates the entire show. So.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Tony was like, "Oh, what happened? Why did they have to ban somebody?" And I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude, because I have not listened yet."
Oh, there's just weirdos that come in the comments and you have to ban them.
And I don't think he's talking about you're mistakenly banning Mike Peterson for 5 minutes.
No, I was here for that.
No,
these were just those obvious accounts coming to like yell slurs and stuff. That's all it was.
Psycho, racist, sexist idiots that we banned. That's all.
Oh my God, buddy, you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Better than you burping every 2 minutes with your Zevia.
Yeah, I use my cough button.
You actually coughed.
Yeah.
I don't have a cough button,
bro.
I mean, you can mute your mic.
No, once they hear that.
I mean, I don't know. You want me to cough into the mic all night? I'll cough into the mic.
Oh, it's gonna be such a quick episode.
Yeah, every time I have to burp, I'm just gonna play this soundbite. I have a small dick.
Perfect.
I mean, that's fine.
That's perfect.
Right.
I'm getting like PTSD from the coughing. That's all I get.
You're getting what? PP what?
PTSD from all the coughing. That's all I did my entire week last week.
I just want to say on the banning, I think that means we made it, guys. Right? Like we had randos show up just to talk shit.
Yeah, but they're probably just Kate stalkers. So, like, do we really want
to? I probably brought them in, so you're welcome.
Do you question for the group? Kate stalkers, are they more towards Bryan Adams' Night Stalker character or Silk Stalkings?
Ooh,
it's a toss-up.
If it was like a tug of war, which side would the Kate Stalkings go towards?
I'm going Silk Stockings.
Yeah, especially with that see-through CM Punk shirt she's got now.
Probably,
right.
But though I think there might be a little bit of that DDP stalker character thrown in as well.
Oh, terrible character.
Oh, awful. But that's why I think for Kate stalkers, that's appropriate.
Terrible character. I'm rewatching that whole because I completely have zero memory of that era. Like, I think that's when I stopped watching. So I've been going back and watching all of the pay-per-views and the Raws and SmackDowns in chronological order, which, you know, in a perfect world, you'd be able to do that on the WWE network. And hopefully Tony Khan's learning not to make the same mistakes WCW is making. So when he gets enough for a streaming library service, hopefully he doesn't make the same mistakes the WWE network has made on Peacock, because it fucking sucks.
It's bad,
but
it's real bad.
They didn't even have that fixed on the old network, right? Like,
no, but if I want to watch fucking SummerSlam 92, I gotta go season 1, season.
The season
3.
thing makes no sense.
No.
Suck me, Peacock. Suck me. That's how I feel about you.
I can't imagine paying $1 billion for something to roll it out that poorly. Like, that's what blows my mind. I don't get it.
Would you say that the WWE network now sucks the cock?
Ding, ding, ding.
And you don't like my puns.
It's cock joking. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That rules.
Let's see if I can organize this. Since I didn't watch any wrestling, I might as well do the soundboard proper.
Thanks. So, guys. He sounds like Muttley when he laughs.
This is the most delightful disaster. We're just falling apart at the seams.
There's no Dynamite. This is what happens.
I need to break the wall again because
break down the walls.
So Matt had to. Hey, what happened to your screen there, pal?
I told you my camera auto follows me, and I reached over to grab something.
So I do have to, break down the fourth wall here. Matt reached out before and said it'll be great not to do a show that lasts like 3 hours. He said something about a show going to midnight, keeping it tight. And, of course, we're now on track to do a 4-hour epic.
No, first of all, we're not, because there's really very little to talk about. Secondly, I've never said the words, let's keep it tight. Who fucking talks like that? Nothing. Go ahead, look. Nothing says keep it tight. I think I said it'll do a show before that's done before midnight.
Okay. Well, I added a little bit of color and flavor to it. I punched it up.
I hope you choke on your fucking $20 coffee too, you hipster douche. Keep it tight, you fucking hand job.
Okay.
Ryan, wow. I feel like mommy hit daddy. I don't know what to do.
Oh, wait till Sunday.
By the way, I like that you made Matt mommy in that situation.
Yeah.
It's appropriate.
Here it is.
Wait till I get my wig.
If you came on here with a wig, I mean that would end all wig work. If that would end all wig work on this show.
Then that would be a wigwam.
Oh my goodness.
The boo.
So we have a little bit to catch up on.
Give it to me.
I'll let you go. Go ahead. You can talk.
I got nothing to say.
Here, I can make it work. Rampage starts out with CM Punk versus Daniel Garcia. Do we want to talk about it?
Yes, this match.
We should.
Fuck, it slapped.
We should let you know CM Punk defeated Daniel Garcia. CM Punk wrestling in long pants again. He's going back and forth between the long pants and the shorty shorts. I also enjoyed how in the lead-in to this, the interview he did with Mark Henry, that kind of backstage interview they do. I like how he called 2.0 Nasty Boys little brothers. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that. Kate, you're a CM Punk mark. Why don't you tell us about this match?
I am. I loved this match, and I didn't love the promo from 2.0 leading into this match because they did the like you were the voice of the voiceless and you picked up your ball and went home thing, and I was like, he already said he's not the voice of the voiceless, and I get it because that's the heel thing that you're gonna retread, but it just seemed like very tired to me. Like what Punk had to say, kind of weird doing the like main event Mark Henry spot opening up the show, but good enough. I thought the match was fantastic. I really like that in the matches that we've seen from Punk so far. He's playing the veteran story of just outwitting guys, so it makes every match feel kind of close. Like I feel like that makes it seem like he could lose at any moment because he just kind of keeps outwitting people and is being super clever, not necessarily giving super dominant performances, which I think is really strong. So I like that it makes the matches feel suspenseful because one of these times, darn it, he is going to lose to one of these young kids. They're going to be super, super over. So I thought it was really great. Daniel Garcia is incredible. Him versus Bryan Danielson someday is going to be ridiculous. But this was really great. I feel like Garcia's strengths and Punk's strengths are so different that it just made for a really great opening match and a lot of really fun spots in there. But Garcia's so young and adds so much to this company as far as the type of wrestler that he is. I really enjoyed this.
Schlong, what did you think about this match? Hey Schlong, you're a Daniel Garcia mark. What did you think about this match?
I mean, I think I might be. I love Daniel Garcia, apparently. Like, I wasn't as familiar with him until his run here. The kid, I'm going to say man, but he's still like a kid. Is so intense. Like, he kind of, I don't, I hate to compare everyone to Kurt Angle, who comes out, who's intense and athletic, but he reminds me of Kurt Angle, where you just like, I know he can be comedic. I've seen Daniel Garcia on some YouTube stuff that do some more comedy, but when he wants to be serious, you believe everything about him is real, and he means it, and he cares, and every kick, every punch, every move is so serious and intense. I loved it. And Punk tells good stories in the ring, which I love. That is more than really cool moves. I love a good story, and he tells really good stories in each of his matches. They've been different but similar, but the similarity is important because he is still the elder coming back. It's only, his third match, so he's gonna still be telling that story of the guy working out the kinks, but at the same point, he wasn't getting physically dominated like he was by Hobbs in this match. It was a more technical style, so he's great at telling that story, and I really enjoy it. I think now we're getting to the point after this match we talk about later where Punk's gonna have to pick a young opponent and work maybe like a longer program with them now. We've seen a couple quick ones, which I was perfectly okay with. I love it. Maybe it's Ricky Starks. Maybe he works a longer program with Ricky Starks, and they don't have the match right away, and they talk a little bit. And because Punk's best attribute, as good as he is in the ring, is selling it with his, on the mic. So I want to see a couple weeks of him really selling a feud, and I think a Ricky Starks would be great to sell that feud with. So kind of hoping that's where they go next. But
I just want to call out, I don't have the power to pull up a comment. Tim and Joel call it in the ring. Punk's gonna wear a singlet this week and throw us all off. I can't think of a weirder choice for Punk to make, but yeah, I agree with everything that Schlong just said. On top of that, it's really, I hope it Starks. I hope it's that guy.
Yeah, I think that clearly seeing what they're gonna do kind of next week, what they're lining up the show for, or in a couple days, they're gonna start to to stretch CM Punk out a little bit. Matt clearly wants to talk. Matt, what would you like to say?
I'd like to ask a question.
Yes.
May I? May I have the
Yes.
floor? Put on your Booker hats. Kate mentioned it before. One of these young guys, maybe it was Kate or Ryan. I don't know. I was fucking with my soundboard. Who would you have beat the CM Punk? Who's the young guy? Who's the young upstart?
I'd like to throw to Kate first, only because she's the Punk mark. So who would you like to see be the guy to beat Punk?
Oh, and Kate, before you answer, if you have any fucking Fightful spoilers, can you avoid giving those to us, please?
I never
I know you
would.
like I know you like the spoilers. You fun ruiner, ruining everything. No one
I do love spoilers, and I never get them from Fightful. I feel like maybe Jungle Boy is a good first, but that's just a little tricky because they're both babyface right now. I think that could be a really fun way for Punk to eventually turn heel. I wouldn't hate it being Starks if they're gonna do like 3 matches or something, but I feel like Jungle Boy with a Punk heel would be a really good story to tell. I don't know if Adam Page counts as a young guy, but if he does, the straight edge kid versus the drunk cowboy thing, I think is perfectly set up for that in a title or a non-title situation. But I don't know if he counts because I feel like he kind of bridges the gap between those generations a little bit.
Schlong is I guess a guy who watches a lot of the young talent on the Darks. Is there anybody you would see taking it from Punk?
So he's a young talent, but truthfully, he's already like their main event level. To me, it should be MJF. You have them both going for their next title shot. Like they're both getting lined up as the guys who are going to be going for the title shot, and have MJF beat Punk to earn that title shot. Get MJF a ton of heat going into it, have him win the title, and then he's rolling with just, I'm not going to use nuclear because that's someone else is ruining that term, but he's going to just have shit tons of heat going into a belt run. That's how I would do it, only because I can't think of anyone else. It has to be main event level, and I think he's the closest and could gain a ton from it, even though he's already main event level.
Guys, you've all missed the mark. And I know Asian Joe got it right. He says it's got to be Marco Stunt.
Okay. I will ban you, Asian Joe. Just know that.
See, here's my problem with it being Marco Stunt. I've thought this through. Marco Stunt doesn't need it.
He's a not believable wrestler.
No, Marco Stunt doesn't need it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's true.
He's already at that level now. We know how good he is. We know he should be champion. In fact, he's going to hold every belt at once, including the women's titles. They're just going to throw them all on him because he's that good.
He's got hair like a girl, so.
He has beautiful hair. How dare you?
I hate your guts!
He's got a great head of lettuce. You can't deny that.
Well, then let us move on.
Yeah, please. Way to ruin the bit, Joe. Thanks. Marco.
I don't know. Just to, I guess, give you my answer, Matt, and then I'd like to hear your thoughts. I don't know. I don't know who they could go. Like, I think it should be one of the kind of younger, homegrown talents, like a Jungle Boy. MJF would also be good. I see both of those. But I almost feel like they could do something like make it somebody like Malachi Black, even though he's not homegrown. Punk is kind of going through all these guys and then eventually gets to Malachi Black, and Malachi Black destroys him almost like he did Cody. And maybe that takes him out and he comes back and, he's better than ever. But I'd like to see it be somebody like a Jungle Boy or an MJF, because those guys would deserve it. And he's talked so highly about the younger talent. I mean, he's already worked these 3 matches with their younger talent and guys that they've brought in, like Daniel Garcia. So, I could see it kind of going either way. I'm going to just throw, for the sake of having somebody different in here, I'll say Malachi Black.
I'll take it.
Like that.
Matt, what about you, Booker Hat Matt?
I would like a Ricky Starks.
Okay.
To be honest with you, and someone who's not a younger guy, but I think definitely needs a huge win, who's kind of been, I don't know, I don't think we've seen all that much of him. Andrade.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Sean Spears, which I actually wouldn't have hated either. But yeah,
because they never give me what I want with Sean Spears. You know, the glove gimmick that was good, and that disappeared, and now I don't know what he's doing. He's like a finger puppet.
Give me what I want.
The pop.
That's a very tiny finger hole for my fat finger here. All right, let's move on. There was a Lio Rush segment backstage with Dante Martin and Matt Sydal, and Lio says that he'll get Sydal a match against CM Punk next week on Rampage, and we'll preview that a little bit later. But it looks like that is lined up to happen on Rampage this week. So, still don't see Lio Rush in the ring. I don't know what they're going to do with him. He might retire again. I don't know. Does this Lio Rush thing work for anybody?
I'll jump in. If it goes to him prying Private Party away from the Hardy family office, I'm super in on it. If it doesn't go there, I don't know where it's going. But the Hardy family office just isn't really working for me. They just keep losing a lot and interrupting. There's nothing really happening. Like, it's a group of people I feel like they're serving as jobbers that shouldn't be serving as jobbers. So that is not great. And I feel like Lio Rush prying Private Party away from them could be really good for everyone involved. And on top of that, I think what I liked about this so far with Lio Rush is that he's trying to be like a more honest manager and earn his stripes and say like, hey, if I can get you this match, you should pay attention to me because I'm doing the things I say, instead of like vice versa and being sneaky about it. So if it goes there, that's cool. But yeah, if it goes that way, that will work for me. It's a little early to see, though.
I was impressed with Kate saying prying Private Party a couple times there. I didn't think I wouldn't have been able to pull that off. I'm indifferent to it right now, only because I'm not as familiar with Lio Rush outside of his WWE run. I didn't follow him as much on the regular indies. I hear he can do a lot of cool stuff, so that would be awesome if you put him with the right team and they have cool trios matches. That could be amazing. I actually, like Kate said, I kind of like what he's doing as like the honest manager thing. I'm curious to see that they have him going with Dante Martin. That's pretty intriguing because they're very clearly high on him. So what's the plan there? I'm not against it. I just don't have enough experience with him to be really positive or really negative one way or the other.
I like the idea, as Kate said, of him getting Private Party away from the Hardy family office. But I also really like the idea of him working with Top Flight. I think either team would be great for him to work with. I think there's similar styles there to work within. And we've talked about it, about, trios titles at some point happening. That could be a good pairing, I think, either way. Listen, I've just never really been super high on Lio Rush. And with all the stuff that he's kind of gone through in the past, I just don't have any faith that this is going to last. So, Kate got really annoyed at that. She left altogether. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll have to see what he does in the ring, right? Like, Matt, will it matter to you?
No, I just don't care. I'm not a big Lio Rush fan. I know he's very talented in the ring, can do amazing things, but you make a fucking big stink. You're retiring a couple months ago. You need to focus on your family, your rap career, all that other bullshit, whatever. I know it's professional wrestling. No one ever retires. I don't know. I'm just not into him. I've never been into him. The minute he showed up in the WWE, I was like, I don't care. I'm not interested. If he gets in the ring, he'll do amazing shit. Working with Top Flight will be good for Top Flight, but I don't know. It's not something that pops off the page for me. I'm not super excited for if you're gonna tell me Lio Rush is gonna be on Dynamite, I'm not really excited for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll have to see. It's still not really clear where they're going with Lio Rush just yet. But when we move on from this, Lucha Brothers go against the Acclaimed, defending their titles, and I don't think it's any surprise to anybody that the Lucha Brothers defeat the Acclaimed in the pre-match rap. Max Caster, I think, insults Arn Anderson, Ben Simmons, and Rocky Balboa. So that really brought the heat with Schlong. We know that.
Actually, you can ask Kate. Except for maybe the Rocky line, this was mostly a face rap in terms of being in Philly. Like, Philly fans right now are not happy with Ben Simmons, so shitting on him is not a negative thing. So I was actually I even sent her text like, this was a face rap. Like, I don't understand where they were coming from on this one. But the match was good. I like the match. I mean, the Acclaimed are really good. Bowens is obviously awesome, and he brings a lot to that team because he's kind of, I don't think Max could pull off what he pulls off without someone like Bowens behind him who has the look and the athleticism to make it seem real. And the Lucha Brothers are just amazing. I don't think I've seen them have a bad match. The only time things are bad with them is when I think Ray might have killed himself on a weird move. So it was quicker than I would have liked. I would have hoped they got a little bit more time, but for what it was really good.
Yeah, for an hour-long show, I think you got about the match you would expect to get, right? Like the length. There was no question the Acclaimed were not winning this match, right? So, like, that's my only beef. It's like, the Acclaimed is not winning, and there's not really going to be anything going on. It's not an issue because I like to see Lucha Brothers on TV, but it's just like, give me someone I think has an actual shot, right? Matt, you want to jump in and say something there?
I was going to say typical of the dumb Philadelphia fans to get upset about a statue of a fictional character.
I don't even think they cared. They were cheering him. I'm telling you, that was a face rap. I don't think anyone was mad at it.
I don't care about the rap. Philadelphia's garbage.
You got super mad about a mascot. Who the fuck are you talking about?
Stupid town with your dumb statues of fake people.
I just want to also add that Bowen's got his nuts stamped out, which is now called the Redeem These Nuts. So that was just the only thing missing from everybody else's highlights of this match. I hope he's okay, and so are his friends down there.
Oh boy, his friends.
You said nuts like four. You said nuts like 4 times, and then you said his friends.
Yeah, I got tired.
She got shy on the last one.
Just commit to the nuts, Kate.
I just didn't want to. I didn't want to wear out.
You said balls. You said testes.
I'm so sick of promos with the word balls in it. I don't even want to use them anymore.
Sperm Factory.
Those are trees now, according to Bryan Danielson. So.
Sperm Factory. Guys, moving on. We have a ladies match.
Kind of.
Well, it is a ladies match. It's Jade Cargill. Shut up. It's Sky Blue. I don't know if anybody thought that Sky Blue had a shot here, but Jade Cargill defeats Sky Blue. And it was a really quick match. And Jade is going to win, or she plans on winning the TBS Championship tournament. So, Kate, I believe you had an issue with this ladies match. Why don't you go first?
I didn't really have an issue with this as much as in the context of wrestling this week. The treatment of women's matches. I didn't like that this was extremely short. I think that Sky Blue got a lot of really good selling in for as short as the match was. It was just, this at least made sense for being a squash, but they continued to just put such a short amount of emphasis on women's wrestling. This was at least well booked and made sense, but in the context of also watching SmackDown and Raw, it's just exhausting to come out here every week and complain about women's wrestling and how it's being treated, especially when Impact fucking crushed it on Saturday. So But this makes sense. Jade is pretty green still, and she should be this dominant over someone as inexperienced as Sky Blue. Even though Jade is that inexperienced, she's obviously being poised to be a monster here, right? So despite it being a squash and despite there being such little women's wrestling on AEW television, this was logical booking. I don't want them to put the title on Jade. I think they're going to do that. But we saw some interactions with her and Thunder Rosa after, which makes that interesting. But I don't think you want to strap this to Thunder Rosa either when she's going to dethrone Britt, not necessarily in the imminent future, but the somewhat near future. So this was exactly what it was going to be. No surprise here. I just would rather see the title go on somebody who can make other people look great with it, like a Serena Deeb or a Ruby Soho, than someone as inexperienced as your inaugural champ here.
Yeah, and you beat me to the punch there. The fact that they are building a story here between Jade and Thunder Rosa, right? Because of what happened after the match, where Cargill lays in some kicks to Sky Blue, and then Thunder Rosa comes to make the save with the steel chair, and Jade kind of runs off before anything can happen. So at least it looks like they're trying to build some sort of stories through this tournament. So we'll obviously have to see what goes on with the rest of the ladies who are going to be in this tournament, but they're trying to build some of these stories out. Schlong, what'd you think of the match?
I mean, it was what it was for a squash. The one thing that worries me is it's clear they don't think she can have extended matches, which worries me if she's going to have the belt, because the one cool thing about the TNT title on the men's side is those matches are always really good. And I'm kind of hoping for the same thing out of the TBS title, which is those matches are always highlights. That being said, Jade should be, even if Jade was great, I get it. She should be squashing people right now. They're building her up as a monster. Sky Blue kind of came out of nowhere for me, but she gets cheers everywhere she goes. I think they have a real nice young babyface there that they should probably sign, because she's someone they could build up and be one of their young faces in the women's division, which I think they need. So that's really what I got from it. Yeah, she didn't get the chance. She didn't get a win. She got beat pretty handily, but every match I've seen her in, she's looked pretty good and she gets cheers. So I'm hoping they see that and go, hey, we need to build the women's division up a little bit too. Let's get a young face in here who can get, we can use over time.
Oh my.
Matt, what are your thoughts on
I want Matt to be on the show every week and never watch wrestling, so he just does the soundboard. That's all. No analysis from Matt, just the soundboard.
Matt, I actually want to know your thoughts on the way that they're kind of booking Jade the way it looks like this tournament's going to go. I mean, they could always, not do what we think they're going to do, but they're really building Jade up to be this kind of monster and run through this tournament. Do you like that?
I don't know.
Do I like it? Not really. She looks like $1 million, but as everyone said, she's still very green. And I don't know, man. That's a pretty big. You're switching not networks, but you're going over to TBS, and you're gonna put this fucking title on it that's got this giant logo, and it's people are gonna associate TBS and wrestling to her, and then they're gonna watch her wrestle, and maybe it's not so great. I don't think it's a good idea.
Matt, what's on your TV?
I'm watching the hockey game.
Oh, okay. Is it on commercial? Because I just saw like a husky on your television, I think.
Yeah, sorry. Oh.
No, it's okay. Just distracted.
Yeah, it's actually a Rampage promo.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, no, I don't like. I get it. She's gonna be like a monster. Sorry.
Oh,
still a little
cough button.
But I don't think she should be the inaugural champion. I don't like the idea of her having the belt first, because I don't know. I just don't think she's ready yet.
Do we think she loses in the finals? Like, are we overbooking this? Like her first loss, and then she could go insane. You know what I mean? Like, she's just pissed that she lost and goes around stepping on legit Layla or whatever. You know what I mean?
Does smart Mark Sterling's interference backfire?
That could work too.
It's possible.
You're protecting her, and she's she's hit as far as she can go with him. Clearly he's a distraction. Clearly Cody Rhodes never learns that he should just not have Brandy and Arn with him, and then Jade decides to cut the fat, unlike Cody.
I mean, that would be the heel move, right? Like, you fucked me, now you're out, right? She just kicks him to the curb. So I think that makes sense. I mean, do I think they would put this belt on Jade? Yeah, I think that that's possible. But they have not announced the full bracket. We'll talk, I guess, a little bit about the tournament later and kind of the structure, but they just kind of announced the tournament and like 4 people who are going to be in it, but it's got to be a way larger tournament. So we'll talk about that a little later. But moving on, just so we can get through Rampage, they did run down the card for next or this week. We'll talk about that later. They ran down Dynamite for Saturday. We'll talk about that later. The one thing I do want to mention before we get to Ricky and Brian Cage was they did announce that the world title Eliminator tournament is returning this year, and the finals will once again be taking place at Full Gear. The bracket is going to be revealed on a special Saturday Dynamite on October 16th.
Get ready.
We'll be ready. Thank you. And then we get our interview backstage for Ricky Starks and Brian Cage. And we get the Philly Street Fight for the FTW Championship. Ricky Starks versus Brian Cage. I totally missed that.
Like a child. It's the best.
Okay. I think it was vomit, Kate. I think that's what that was. Vomit.
Ew.
So that's why I associate Philly with. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Continue.
no, that's fine. So Ricky Starks does wind up retaining the title here, pinning Brian Cage after there is some shenanigans, but anything goes here. It's a Philly street fight. Hook and Powerhouse Hobbs run in for a stop towards the end here. Cage is able to fight them off and bust Ricky Starks open, but Hook Brother nails Brian Cage with a low blow, and that's all Ricky Starks needs. So, that's right. So that's pretty much all that they need to do to retain here. And Team Taz celebrates, and the show goes off the air. So, Schlong, you're a Ricky Starks simp. Why don't you talk about this match first?
So wait, when Kate's a fan of someone, she's a mark, but I'm a simp?
It rhymes with Starks.
Ding!
Simp doesn't rhyme with Starks. Alliteration, but not rhyming.
Oh, okay. Excuse me, English major. Alliteration. It's alliterative. Just talk about the
You understand me?
I mean, it was fine. I've been kind of over this feud. I want it to be done. I don't think it's doing either of them any favors. I think Ricky should move on to what I hope is Punk, but he can go anywhere. He's got a lot of options, and I think everyone there knows he's a star. I have no idea what Brian Cage will do next, and that's not. I don't want to be insulting the guy. I just don't know where they want to go with him. He's a face at this point, and he's a big dude, so you're going to try to want to play off that. I just don't know where. But the match itself was fine. I mean, I didn't expect a lot from it because I think these weird street fights on like a non-pay-per-view are usually weird. And I was waiting for the interference that came, and Hook is just a godsend, and we need more Hook. Mm-hmm. And that's about it.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
I will say this. I agree with Asian Joe here. Jericho yelling "Send Hook" was the best commentary he's done. It was hilarious because Taz was yelling "Send Hobbs" and Jericho said "Send Hobbs, send Hook," which was pretty fantastic.
And then Taz goes, "Send Hook and Hobbs."
That's right. The best of both worlds. Kate, what do you think about this match? Do you think that this is finally over? Like, I don't think it is because of the way this ended, but like, man, this should have been where it ended.
Oh my gosh, I'm so over it. The match was fine. I don't know why you have a street fight that just stays in the ring the whole time. That was kind of weird. Like, it didn't seem to go anywhere. So I guess the street was center of the ring street that they were fighting on. I really am just so over this feud. I don't think it's done really either of them any favors. I know it's been halted by Stark's injury and Cage being out a little bit, so I got stuck in the mud on its own under no circumstances that they could control. But I just don't think that we've tapped into what Brian Cage can do really at all. Like, I don't know where he goes from this. Ricky Starks, I'm just familiar with as far as like NWA and what he can do. And I think he's looked really good. He's really sound psychologically in the ring too. He doesn't overbook himself in spots, which I really appreciate. Great on the mic. So I don't know. I A, want this to be done, and B, I don't know where you go with Cage, because I don't think this really did him any favors, and it went on a very long time.
Yeah, I just anytime they say street fight, I'm just like, okay, it's just gonna be like a hardcore Extreme Rules match. Like they've done some matches that they do take you all over the place, so I was kind of hoping that's what they were gonna do here, but it's never a given. So like, that didn't necessarily bother me as much, I guess, Kate, but you're right. When they're really emphasizing street fight, maybe you start this in the back. Right. But yeah, I mean, I didn't have an issue with the match per se, but it's just like the way it ended, I just really don't have any faith that this is over. It's, there's still an issue here, right? He didn't lose clean. Starks, beat him with help from his friends. So they're gonna have to have another match, probably in a cage, a cage or a cell, right, to keep everybody out. Yeah, an Inception cage. Matt, what do you like this? Do you hate this?
I didn't see it, so I can't comment. I'm sorry.
No, I mean this whole storyline, and the fact that it doesn't seem like it's going to be over.
I mean, this AEW does this, right? They did it with Inner Circle and the Pinnacle. They did it with Miro and Kip and the Best Friends. They did it with Team Taz before this. It's just what they do. Ricky Starks, Brian Cage. This is going to go until Full Gear, until we get a reset when all these other feuds end. So it's just what they do. Someone has to fall into that spot. It's not a bad spot. It's just, kind of like we don't care about this anymore.
I feel like Matt has had the most faith in Cage out of all four of us. So I'm just curious, like, where would you, if you're putting your Booker hat back on, what would you book for him? Oh, there it is. Over the headphones. Very nice. What do you think is a good matchup for Brian Cage in AEW to get like involved in next?
It's a good question, Kate. We know he works well with the smaller guys who can bump for him and fly around for him.
Darby?
I don't know. Darby is with MJF.
And we already got Darby Cage.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We did.
I really don't know. I don't know, because he's supposed to be a face, right? He's the face.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, Kate. It's a good question.
Berg wants to Miro. That could slap.
Yeah. Even somehow, I don't know how we get there, but Cage and Wardlow. I mean, I know that's not putting, big guy with little guy, but I mean, it could be something, to kind of see who the true kind of like monster is, right? Because they're kind of the same type of wrestler, although I don't think Wardlow's as athletic as as Brian Cage. Can I also throw this out there? Can we maybe chip in to get Matt a Booker hat that is just like Date Mike's Kangol hat?
Yep. Yeah.
I think that needs to happen.
Yeah, we can.
Hi, I'm Booker Matt. Nice to meet me. Well, I mean, I don't know if anybody wants to say anything else about Rampage. That was a show, another quick 1 hour of television this week, and late on a Friday night, some decent wrestling. All right, guys. I think this is probably a good time for us to take a little break. When we come back, believe it or not, we're going to do something we haven't done in a long time. We're going to talk about Dark. Dark Elevation. What?
Nothing. I thought you... Never mind.
We're going to talk about Dark and Dark Elevation, but...
we lost Kate.
You're not...
Corpse.
Yeah.
I'm out.
We're not... Schlong, I hate to break it to you. We're not going to play the music because we don't want to, now that we're on the YouTubes, we don't want to have any issues. So
that's fair.
We'll have to
that makes sense.
We'll rework it for the Dark project that we're working on pulling together. So why don't we do this? Let's take a little break. We'll come back and talk Dark Elevation. We'll preview the other shows and we'll take it home. So stay tuned. We'll be back after these messages from some of the other fine shows here on the Shining Wizards Network.
Everyone knows a lot of things can change in the span of 10 years. But when it comes to professional wrestling podcasting, one thing is still guaranteed. The Shining Wizards is the only place to get all the latest wrestling news, interviews with the greatest guests, and of course, tons of laughs in discussing the world of wrestling. The show is still available on Monday nights at 7 p.m. East on rantemradio.com and Rant Entertainment Media on the TuneIn app. And it's still available on all podcasting platforms. To check us out, head over to shiningwizards.com, where it's still wrestling talk and talk about wrestling.
Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network hookup to keep you informed of all developments.
Horns up, everyone. When on the Shining Wizards Network, be sure every Friday to check out Radioactive Metal. Radioactive Metal is one of the longest running podcasts on the interweb. And every week we bring you a fistful of metal, including interviews with all your favorite artists, discuss all the metal news, and feature the best tunes on the air today. So grab a Lemmy, join your cool Uncle Snowy, and co-host Aaron in the pit.
Your recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment broadcasting from the current to the way back. Join the Impact player Phil Rea and the Portuguese Man of War Choppy for the Turnbuckle Throwbacks Wrestling Podcast. Live every week on rantemradio.com. Get all our episodes over at iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Audio Boom, Google Play, ShiningWizardsNetwork.com, and TurnbuckleThrowbacks.com.
Are you tired of being told what to think and believe by Hollywood elites and politicians who just don't care about you?
Tired of not getting the truth when you watch the news?
Tired of trying to figure out what pronoun to use?
Tired of mob mentality when all you want to do is think for yourself and make up your own mind?
That's where we come in. This is Dustin.
And Vince.
Your host of Inconclusive Breakdown.
We are a weekly anti-PC podcast bringing you entertainment and current event news without any spin.
If you want to truly stay informed on what's going on in the world, then give us a listen every Sunday, anywhere you get podcasts, at least till Zuckerberg and Twitter Jack deplatform us.
And as always, we're proud members of the Shining Wizards Network.
Tired of the PC police telling you what you can and cannot say? Want a show that travels back to the 80s and 90s where the badass hosts have beaten down cancel culture on 3 separate occasions and carried on to gloat about it? Since 2013, The Midnight Jury is that show. Travel back to the malls and arcades, pop in your VHS, and join us where the 80s and 90s return from the dead. Conan, tell them where to find us.
WLWstudios.com, home of the Midnight Jury podcast hosted by Midnight Mike and Calvin Brody.
Also available on all major podcast platforms via the Shining Wizards Network, and join in the conversation on Twitter at Midnight Jury.
wrestling fans? You want something awesome? Check out Wrestling Night in Canada here on the Shining Wizards Network. We're 3 Canadian metalheads uniting for the love of pro wrestling. Every episode we go over all the latest news and special events with the odd unique interview as well. So grab a cold one and check out Wrestling Night in Canada, eh?
Well, we're back.
Yeah. Get
Matt is all fired up. Matt,
I think I downstairs.
Oh,
got another Zevia.
Matt's got burp juice.
Oh, God. Burp juice. That's what that is.
That's
I'm
right.
fun. I'm sorry. I have fun, Matt.
What did I do?
Mockery. This felt like you were mocking me.
No, I was just doing like a weird burp juice dance.
The burp dude.
Dance.
Well, I think beyond the Zevia, Matt's excited for something else he wants to talk about here.
Yes, Kate put it out there before, and I didn't want to upset the crew. But over on the Wizards Podcast, at Wizards Podcast, we're doing a giveaway. $100 gift card to Pro Wrestling Tees. That means you're going to get this beautiful $100 gift card. And if you're smart, you wait till they do the 20% off sale. You get a little extra. You know what I'm saying? You get this free $100 gift card. And how you win is very easy. You follow the Shining Wizards at Wizards Podcast on Twitter. Then you subscribe to our YouTube page, youtube.com/The Shining Wizards. Show proof that you have subscribed using the hashtag Shining Wizards. And that's it. You're entered. We're going to draw a winner Monday during the show. I'm literally writing everyone's names on pieces of paper. Every night I come home and I write your Twitter handle on a piece of paper, and I'm going to put them in a giant fishbowl. And I'm going to pull it out Monday night. If we get to 200 subscribers by Monday, I'm giving away $200 gift cards to Pro Wrestling Tees. I'm going crazy. I'm a crazy person right now. All right.
He's crazy Maddie.
I got my fucking golf bonus, and you know what? I want to give back. I want to give back to the wrestling community and the people that support the Shining Wizards. And because of this wonderful StreamYard, we're now on YouTube. The Mark Order podcast is on YouTube, and I want to drive subscribers up, and away.
Well,
I'm excited. I'm going to fucking Wrestling Sunday. I'm going to Philadelphia. I'm going to piss and shit all over the street because that's what those people do.
Boo.
Shut your fat mouth, schlong.
You know, you're a hefty man, too. It feels a little hurtful that you're just targeting the weight issue here.
I know, but I shaved my beard. I feel skinny.
And Goldilocks and the 3 Bears.
That's right, but you're not coming Sunday, Kate.
I know. I'm sad.
Yeah, get fucked, Kate.
Wow. I was not going to say that. I wasn't going to say that. That seemed, yeah.
Oh, that's it? It's not the fat stuff that you're throwing out at schlong. It's just simply get fucked.
Look, I had a rough day. The Spanish kid called me an elephant. He called me a cow. Right?
Why so many
You're
animals?
tossing it this way?
Yeah, I got to throw the hate somewhere. I can't throw it at my wife. What are you kidding me? She'll put a gun in my mouth and pull the trigger. You fucking out of your mind?
It's true. It's like,
oh my gosh.
That's fair.
Well,
Remember earlier in the show when you were like, what rage? That's what we're talking about. That's the rage.
It's not real rage, though. I'm just an entertainer, like the Billy Joel song. I am the entertainer. A lot of Billy Joel tonight.
Hell yeah.
Too much, if you ask me.
What do you got? Beef with Billy Joel, brother?
Not a fan.
Oh my God. What are you, a fucking communist?
I'm just not a fan. I don't
Not
need to
a
hear all
fan
these
of
songs
Billy
about
Joel.
Long Island.
Rather
An
hear songs
80s
about Long Island
doo-wop
than New Jersey.
Joel.
Awesome. Longest time.
Ugh.
Keeping the faith.
No, thank you.
All I can think about.
For the longest time.
Okay, but in Step Brothers, when they're like, only the 80s stuff, that's all I can think about with 80s Joel.
Yes. Entertainer. Really do 80s Joel.
Asian Joe, anything is possible. Let's go throw it out there.
Asian Joe wants to know if your wife is Arn Anderson.
She is the enforcer, perhaps.
Absolutely. I really quick, since we plugged the Wizard stuff, I just want to make sure we're plugging our stuff too. Follow us on social at Mark Order Pod, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe to us on the YouTubes. It looks like everybody's holding stickers up. I'm going to do the same thing. And we don't have a Patreon. I don't know. Recycle your fucking... Hold it up. Empties. Okay.
Oh, I was just grabbing things to hold. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, we don't have a Patreon, so I'm going to thank the people who have reached out and requested some free stickers from us. So thank you to Roland, Tom and Faith, David, Chris Butt, Kyle Tyson, Matt, Braden Bergen, yeah, Cassidy Haynes, Joe Walsh, Mike, and
fuck Joe Walsh.
I agree. Joe Walsh, though, did tell me, I did find out, I didn't know he's going on a road trip to Colorado. And he said, you should have sent me more because I would stick them on a bunch of like one-way street signs. I'm like, that's just a waste of stickers, my friend.
Yeah, I hope he gets eaten by a mountain lion.
Oh boy. That's harsh, but if he does, I hope he's placed those stickers accordingly before that happens.
Maybe he just
I don't want
loses
stickers going to waste.
Maybe he comes back with a nub.
A nub? Oh boy. He's
like a mountain lion.
Not coordinated with 2 feet.
Maybe he loses a hand.
Spoiler alert, we're not finishing before midnight.
We're not.
Why?
So anyway.
We call him Jim Abbott.
Well, that's
It's the no-hitter with one hand. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's very true. So thanks everybody who got stickers. If you'd like to receive your free Mark Order podcast stickers, just hit us up, slide up in our DMs. Let me know your name and address where I could send those stickers. We'll send them anywhere, worldwide, baby. So just let me know where you want stickers, and I'll send them out promptly. Thank you. And I think that's it right now. So why don't we jump in? Now, as I said, we're not going to play the old music, Schlong, because we don't want the hit. I don't know all the rules and the regulations, but let's just say...
We could also get booted from the StreamYard, FYI.
That's true.
We could, yeah.
That's true. So let's just say we used to use some, versions of songs that were like, popular. We're bringing it back, folks. It's time for a little tip of the schlong. But I can say this. We're going to bring this back in some form at a future date. It won't be called a little tip of the schlong anymore, but it will feature schlong. A little tip of some heavy schlong on that show. So, Ryan, why don't you take us through Dark Elevation?
All right, so I'm going to not go through every match because that's just not... there's a couple squashes in there. Penelope Ford versus Notorious Mimi. Santana Ortiz beat Adrian Soriano, Matthew Omen. Tay Conte beat Danny Moe. And Ruby Soho and Emi Sakura had actually, theirs wasn't a squash. They had a decent match. I actually don't mind what Emi's doing right now. She has this person with her called Lulu Pencil, and that is cracking me up because Lulu's kind of funny. So there's at least character development there, and they're using her a lot. So it's been turning. I know, Matt, you don't like the Yoshis.
He does call them Yoshi and not Joshi too.
He does.
Yeah, so they're not Yoshis.
No.
So
Joshi.
Oh, wait, they're not dinosaurs that run around swallowing apples whole and spitting out turtle shells?
Joshi gets pretty weird sometimes. That could be a story there.
Okay. I was mistaken.
That's more look, to be fair, that's more of a Choco Pro type of thing.
That's fair.
Ah, very true.
All right, so I'm going to highlight 3 matches. Now, I will say this. In general, Elevation, since they moved Dark to the studio show, Elevation has gotten pretty good. I think it's helped that Rampage is after, so they've kind of tightened everything up. You don't have 6 hours of filming, Dark going till 3 in the morning. So it's really helped Elevation. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the first of the 3 matches. I just want to point out it was the Butcher, the Blade, and Private Party, the Hardy Family Office, versus Lee Johnson, Brock Anderson, and Best Friends. The only real part I'm going to point out about this, there's 2. One is that you had a lot of young talent in that ring, which was really cool. I mean, of the 8 guys, 5 of them, I would say, are all young talent. The other thing is, even though he ate the pin, this was another step for Lee Johnson where he was showing a lot of fire and a lot of aggression. He kind of put himself in the ring and was the one kicking ass. That's why he ended up eating the pin, because he was the only one in the ring fighting. So just something to look out for. That seems to be where they're going with him, trying to get him a little more aggressive, which is, considering how good he is with his in-ring work, some form of a personality would really help him out in an aggressive one. If they team him with Armed Anderson, that would really help out. So that's nothing there. So now we're going to get to the two matches that I think everyone here, we should want to talk about, because I think not only do they involve friends of the show, these were actually, one of them was an amazing match and the other was just a good match that was highly entertaining. Yes?
Real quick, I just want to say that Lee Johnson ate the pin. So, Kate, that's a win for the Hardy family office. They're not just losing every week. That's a win.
That is, but they mostly lose. I'm just glad to see Brock Anderson survived his dad, so that's good.
That's very true. Very true. Sorry, Shalon. Go ahead.
No, you're.
wanted
That's a
at
good
least
call.
Call out the win.
I actually pointed out when I was doing my tweeting that I like the fact that the Hardy family office was the established group and team. They should win that match.
Right.
I hate when thrown together teams beat established teams. It just, then it kills the logic of having a team and all that. So I really like that. So for the first match I'm going to get to is Joey Janella versus Crowbar. So, friend of the Shining Wizards. I've never met or interviewed the man, but I think Matt has a few times, and Kate is a big fan of Crowbar, and I think Ant, by his reaction, is a big fan of Crowbar. This match, if anyone didn't catch it, started out just simple back and forth. Crowbar was getting the better of Joey Janella, so he decided he was going to leave. And out comes good old Blue Meanie, who did his dance, and somehow that dance scared Joey Janella back to the ring. Not quite sure why, but it did. And then they had a pretty good match. There's a spot, Joey Janela ended up getting the win, which I think everyone expected because he's kind of getting a little bit of a push, at least on the dark and elevation side of things. There's a spot where Kayla Rossi does a, I'm going to call it Frankensteiner because that's what it was to me, or, off the top rope. And Crowbar tweeted it. It was literally an exact reenactment of a move that Daphne did in her first match. So to Crowbar. So it was kind of like Crowbar then did it with Kayla Rossi is kind of like an honor to her. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was real fun. I think Crowbar came out. People were a little shocked. I don't think Crowbar is someone everyone expects to see anymore, but it was kind of fun hearing Tony Schiavone be like, I haven't called a match for him since 2001 and all the excitement. And it ran that nice gamut of being a good match, but also very entertaining, at least to me.
I'd like to at least say this. I was a little surprised at how dead the crowd was during that match on the broadcast of Elevation. It seemed like that should have done a little bit better with the crowd. I mean, I thought it was a pretty enjoyable match. Crowbar and the Blue Meanie. Janella, who's, done more hardcore stuff, trying to get, heat from the crowd. And he seemed to do that. But I was just really kind of surprised that the crowd just died at Crowbar and not really too much for the Blue Meanie. It just seemed kind of dead. It was kind of disappointing. I did enjoy the match. Yes, Matt.
I don't, excuse me, with all due respect to the Blue Meanie, every time a promotion runs in Philadelphia, he is a special surprise. So it kind of takes away the luster there. It's not he's going to show up every time. They're in every MLW show, every GCW show, every AEW show, Impact. He's there.
Yeah, it just seemed like this whole thing was a little dead. But the match was good. And my goodness, Schlong, were you going to go into the kind of post match what happened here? Because I at least want to call out another Kayla Rossi moment that I really thought was pretty impressive. I don't want to jump the gun here, though.
No, I figured you're a big fan of Kayla Rossi, so I was kind of leaving a little bit of her stuff to you.
I mean, I'll say this. If you put her and Jade Cargill together as a tag team, I don't know what's going to happen to me. I'll never talk again. You'll never get me to talk. I don't know what I'll do. Although I think Kayla Rossi is a little more athletic than Jade Cargill, because post-match, Sonny Kiss comes into the ring and has his little run-in, and then Janella gets the better of him, and Kayla Rossi helps out. And I don't know what the move is called, to be honest, but it was like this twisting front flip corkscrew moonsault or something like that. That Kayla Rossi hit on Sunny Kiss. Now she didn't land at dead center, but I mean she got around. I mean I was very impressed for somebody who we haven't seen in the ring do really much of anything. And the Frankensteiner and that corkscrew moonsault, I guess, were pretty fucking impressive to me. I don't know if either of you guys feel the same thing, but I'm hoping we get to see her in the ring at some point. I think she's got some talent.
Yeah, so I also just really liked the match between Janella and Crowbar. I thought it was really fun to span generations of two wrestlers who kind of operated in the same style. And later on Elevation, they did a very non-in character promo from Crowbar, not lecturing the demographic, but sincerely speaking from the heart. And he's been putting over Janella on Twitter a ton and stuff, just saying that he saw him and saw himself in him, and what a special opportunity it was for them to get in the ring together on a televised promotion, and how great that was. So definitely worth going and seeing that, because Crowbar just is one of the most authentic people, I think, in this industry. But the match I thought was great. I'm kind of with you, Ant. I thought the crowd would have been more into it, or into it in a more sustained way. And I actually thought Blue Meanie kind of got a pretty decent pop, but maybe I'm just remembering wrong. But to Matt's point, he's like always the Philadelphia Battle Royal entrant, whatever. Like, it was not surprising to see him. So, but great stuff all around. And yeah, Kayla Rossi looks like $1 million and seems like she can move a little bit. That's for sure. She hasn't done a ton, but what we've seen, she's looked great. And I kind of like her and Janella. That's who the bad boy chooses to go to the ring with. You know what I mean? Like, that pairing makes sense to me. I really like that. So, and I like the fire that we saw out of Sunny post-match too. Getting laid out is an appropriate development for the story. And people love Sunny Kiss, as they should. And I think we're going to see, I'm glad this story is a longer burn, because it was built up for so long too. Like, it should kind of have a longer payoff. So I really liked everything about this segment.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kate, on Kayla Rossi being paired with Janella. You're right. Like, this is the person he pairs himself with, and he's using her perfectly, right? Like, he hid behind her at one point so Crowbar couldn't get to him. And then as soon as he turns his back, he kind of like pushes her aside and, gets to Crowbar. It's perfect. It's a good pairing. She's, she reminds me of early China, right? Where China would just stand there with her arms folded and be that heater. So I think that they're using her right now. She's showing a little bit of what hopefully she can pull off in the ring. So hopefully at some point we get to see her do something in that women's division. Hey, maybe they'll surprise us and she'll be a surprise entrant into the TBS tournament. Who knows? They need to fill that up.
Very true.
So now we move on to what was not only the match of Elevation, it was a match that absolutely could have been on Dynamite. It's a match that a lot of people have been talking about. And it features Lee Moriarty and LSG versus FTR. This match was incredible. Matt, I know your time is limited, but I would encourage you to go watch this. I think everyone should. I mean, everyone knows how good FTR is. What's that, Ant? I see you.
I just want to say this. You don't need to watch for LSG. He's not going to show you anything. So don't worry about that. If anything, you're just really going to watch for Lee Moriarty. Not LSG.
No.
Not LSG. Okay.
Just want to clarify that.
So we know how good FTR are. I mean, they never disappoint. Lee Moriarty and LSG made a great team. Lee is super athletic. He was pulling out some awesome moves. I'm going to disagree with Ann on this one, because I feel like, listen, Lee, rightfully so, was getting a lot of praise, but it felt like he was getting, I think because he signed in AEW, he was getting the majority of the praise, because people were then future booking him as to like, well, he should fit, him versus Garcia or him versus Punk because he signed. By no means was LSG dead weight in this match. He absolutely carried and did just as much good stuff. He was the, for lack of a better term, the heater to Lee a little bit, where Lee was the more smaller, quicker guy. LSG to be a little bit the stronger guy, which is funny because LSG can get up and go, but by no means was he left behind. He delivered on the level too. And I think that if anything, if I'm Tony Khan and I'm seeing this, I'm like, wait a minute, we got to bring this guy back, because he just went out with our new hire, who's everyone's talking about, and one of our top tag teams, and absolutely delivered a great match and did not look out of place. He looked like he belonged there. It really was just a great match. And of course, FTR wins, but they had to earn the win. It was not a squash. It was as competitive as you could get. I never for a second obviously thought that Lee and LSG would win because they're not an established team in AEW, but I encourage anyone to go watch this match. You're going to see why AEW signed Lee Moriarty. You should watch all the stuff and you'll see it, but you'll definitely see in this match. And you should think before Ant trashes them some more, this should encourage AEW to sign LSG.
Fucking Schlong, go with the bit here. We can't do the sign LSG thing.
This was my bit. I wanted to
already
the rankings.
You already burned that. You can't use that bit twice. So sorry, Asian Joe.
Mine's not a bit. Mine's a legitimate request.
Mine was sincere, and I didn't want to talk about the rankings, but just to piggyback off of what Schlong was saying over here, I really liked this match, and what I loved about it was that you had a collision of ring styles in a few ways, but the psychology of this match and the way it was structured is something that completely stands out in Elevation, because I think it's usually like showcases of how people can wrestle, but the schoolboy spot where the ref was distracted was fantastically timed. Like, there were so many nuanced spots in this that everybody was doing stuff that made sense. Lee Moriarty is fantastic. He had spots with FTR as a unit being in the ring that were just fantastic with both of them. I think Gio got to show a ton of what he can do, which is great because he's not just like a high flyer as the ace of space. He was very fundamentally sound and got to show like what he can do on the mat, as far as a lot of what we've been seeing in the pure wrestling in ROH, locking up in the beginning of this match as well. So I just really liked that there was a story here, even though it was people who aren't facing each other on a regular basis still being told, and FTR is so invaluable in that way. So it was nice to see the versatility of what LSG can do here. Lee Moriarty is incredible. He was trending on Twitter off of this, which is fantastic. Like, when are people trending on Twitter after Elevation? Like, that's so exciting. And FTR just continues to be they just strike this extremely rare blend of being very old school, but being very refreshing in modern wrestling at the same time. Like, that I think is really hard to do. So props to Gio, who is a friend of the show, and Lee Moriarty, who's incredible and going to do wonderful things there. And then, yeah, FTR on top of that. This was a standout match on this episode of Elevation, and a lot of people talking about it overall, I think, because there was story to it instead of just a showcase of how people can wrestle.
I also want to say here, I'm going to attribute the trend to Ryan Schlong. So we're going to take credit for that.
Yeah, that's why.
We'll take credit for that. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I think this was a really good match, and I definitely think this is one to check out. And, like Schlong said, Matt, like, we know you didn't necessarily get to see this, but you should go out of your way and see this. Like I said before, not necessarily for LSG. Like, he does some okay stuff during the match, but it's still a good match.
Noted.
What a response.
Schlong, what's your third one you wanted to talk about?
No, that was it. We started with the Hardy family, then we went to Crowbar, but this was like the real highlight. This is the one that I encourage people to go and watch. I think it'll tell you, one, it's just a good match. So if you enjoy good wrestling, you'll like it. But I think if you're looking to see why everyone's very excited about Moriarty signing, you'll see it in this match. And what's Matt doing? No,
Gio's in the chat.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Thanks, Asian Joe, for the sign LSG thing. I'm sure you heard all the.
You're welcome, Gio, for starting it 8 months ago.
Here we go. It's all about Kate. It's all about Kate.
I'm unfaithful. Pay attention to me.
I have not once said that.
Not yet.
You're thinking it the whole time.
With my words.
I could see it in your eyes. Schlong, let's move on. let's move on to Dark. And I
Dark.
want to call out before we even get to Dark, unelevated Dark. Boy, this was a brisk 22 minutes, huh?
Jesus Christ. I was like, well, I thought something was wrong. I was like, was my computer stopped working or what's going on? Because I think that's the quickest Dark they've ever had.
Jesus!
Well then.
Let's talk about all of the matches in these 22 minutes.
Ugh. All right, so you had Andrew Lockhart versus Captain Sean Dean.
No!
Oh God, who gave Matt a soundboard? The Captain won, which is expected. He gets his wins against, new guys coming in. I'm just gonna have to plow through because Matt is not gonna
just steamroll it.
Andrew Lockhart, if you've watched some of NXT, he's been on there not NXT 205 Live. He's been on some 205 Live as enhancement talent, so he's showing up in places.
That's unbelievable.
It really is. Like, you think, wow, he's in AEW and then he's in 205 Live. It's amazing. Like, what do you think? What was that, Matt? Sorry, I missed that.
Fuck this whole thing.
Well, that's just rude. I mean,
it's almost like we need Dynamite to do a show that has direction to it.
I'm going to skip a match because I'm trying to go in order of like how good they were. Then you have skipping a match. You'll go to then Darien Bankston versus Wardlow.
I love the big package.
We know you do, Matt. Every week you tell us. Wardlow dominated. It's a Wardlow match, so it's not really surprising. Bankston got a couple moments of offense in, which was nice, but like it's a typical Wardlow Dark match, which it's fine. That's what Dark's for. Then the match I skipped, which was Kylan King versus Ashley Diambose. I don't know how you say her name.
What the fuck are you
talking
about?
I'm sorry?
Dambois.
Thank you. This was a good match. It's good to see Kylan. That's a live take from Matt.
Matt, what does Mon Frere stand for?
Mon Frere means brother, right?
Thank you. Okay, that's right.
It's nice to see.
He's a learned
Kylan.
man.
He is so educated. Can you speak more in French for us?
What?
Yeah, so no.
Oui. No.
Well, it was good to see.
Je m'appelle Matthew.
J'alouette, j'alouette,
Oh my God.
Matt.
Go ahead, Schlong. Just plow through.
I'm trying. So it was nice to see Kylan King back. We talk about her a lot. She had kind of not shown up for a little while. This was actually a pretty competitive match. I think Ashley looked good too, but King got the win. I really am hoping they sign Kylan King. She's a big girl. I think that would add a lot. A face of that kind of size to compete against some of the. She could stand toe to toe with Jade and not look. She looks her size and her strength. So I think they need that on the face side of things. But then the main event was Anthony Green versus Evil Uno with Colt Cabana. You could tell this was filmed when the Dark Order were still doing their feud because it was only Colt Cabana and they were a little awkward about it. But this was a pretty good match. Obviously, Anthony Green's very good and Evil Uno's a much better wrestler than I think people give him credit for. So this was a really fun match. And I think, again, it's 20 minutes of Dark total, so you could probably just go watch all Dark and, be fine. But if you're going to pick out your 5-minute match from Dark, this is your 5-minute match to watch. It was a lot of fun. Anthony Green, he's been showing up pretty regularly on AEW, so I'm very curious to see if they're going to sign him or what their plan is with him. But he's a lot of fun to watch. And then you have, Evil Uno, who is great. So I don't know if anyone watched Dark. Well, I know Ant watched Dark.
I'll just say this. Like, I think that honestly, for like a 22-minute show, you can watch the whole thing. There's nothing that I would say is unwatchable. Like, everything was worked well. The Uno Anthony Green match was definitely the best worked match. But like, there's nothing here that I would say like you should skip it. It was absolute dog shit. Like, it was all done well. So in 22 minutes, you might as well just, grab yourself a beverage or a beverage and enjoy the show. Because I thought it was actually a pretty nice little show. Yes, Matt?
I have a question.
Yes.
Schlong, when you watch Dark unelevated from the studio, do you notice the same people, or do they cycle them in and out in the crowd?
I haven't picked up on the same. I think one or two I've seen the same of, but there definitely was recycled crowds that day. So there have been some different people. I will say the studio show has been great for Dark because you don't have fans who are just filtering in or filtering out. They're there for the show, so they're cheering at the appropriate times. They're booing at the appropriate times. It just helps the matches feel better. I actually think it's one of the flaws that Impact or ROH or all those things, not flaws. One of the problems they had during the pandemic was they had a studio show that was basically empty. It's way worse even when a studio is empty rather than an arena. So the studio really helps when you have a full crowd who are into it and they're cheering. And I'm guessing the crowds at where they filmed were really on board with cheering and booing at appropriate times. Like they weren't there. They weren't going there to screw up the show. They wanted it to be fun. So I really like the studio setup.
Right. And wrestling fans are showing up at Universal for this. It's not like the Impact tapings where tourists just need to get out of the sun and sit in the air conditioning for 2 hours.
Yeah, I think I had seen when they announced these shows, like they had put tickets up. Now I went to just see like, hey, I wonder what what tickets are going for, right? Or if they're even selling them or if they're free. And I couldn't even see because everything was sold, right? So I mean, that's a good sign, right? That even if they're like saying, hey, 100 people, right? Like if they're doing 4 shows a day, 400 tickets were, taken. So I don't know the way that when I had initially gone to check it out, it looked, if my memory serves me correct, there were 4 different like slots. So it wasn't like you just got one ticket and you saw 4 shows. They were actually, I think, doing tickets separately. So like, yeah, you could get, I guess, like a ticket for the first one, then the second and so on. But I just, because I've been watching them, Matt, I haven't necessarily noticed like the same people in the same spots, but they're also not necessarily focusing on the crowd. Like they're actually doing a pretty good job of focusing like in the ring. And if you look around, like there's screenshots, of some of the matches like AEW's put up, and like you can see some of the crowd, but they're not really hyper focused on showing the crowd during the show. It's really all about the wrestling. So you don't necessarily notice it too much, which I think is also sort of good, right? Like that you're not hyper focused and being like, I saw this guy there in the same spot for the last 4 shows. Like you just kind of don't notice it.
Right. Gotcha.
So Schlong, those were the darks. And I don't think we need to do a ribbed for her pleasure picks of the week, because we pretty much, I think, got that it would be LSG and Lee Moriarty versus FTR from Elevation, right? And then this Evil Uno, Anthony Green, I think was your pick. Even though all the matches are pretty much quick to watch, that would be your pick for Dark unelevated, right?
Correct. Those are my picks for the shows.
I think those are good picks. I'm kind of right there in the boat with you. And I do want to just mention that, like I said before we started this, Schlong and I are working on, kind of putting up content or doing a quick kind of dark show. We're just pulling everything together and working out schedules, and then we'll come, kind of live with that. But until we get there, until we announce that, follow along on our Twitter at MarkOrderPod every Monday and Tuesday during Dark, Elevated, and Dark, because Schlong tweets along to the whole show. He's positive about everything. My God, find something negative to say every now and again.
Fuck you. No. Why would you watch something to be negative? I don't understand that way of viewing. Like,
well, let me ask you a question, Schlong. When you watch these shows, do you cheer the good guys and boo the bad guys? What's your stance here?
If I don't know them, for the most part, yeah, because I buy into the story. I view it like I view a movie.
You can tweet like that.
Oh, I do tweet like that a little bit, but they're not. You got to remember, on these shows, they're not as established that way. Like, you have, when they're bringing in guys off from the indies, they're not. It's very rare that you know fully who their character is and whether you're supposed whether you're booing them or cheering them. It's more I'm getting quick glimpses of whether this person could get their character across, or they couldn't, or did they have a good match. That's really what I'm commenting on. Also, I don't want to. I did one time where I went really deep into my thoughts in each match, and it's like 3 or 4 tweets per match. Like, it takes forever to really give full thoughts. So I'm just giving quick, like, hey, and I say this all the time. This is a cheat sheet for the indies. Like, AEW's done all the scouting. They've done they're bringing in the best guys. So they're going to give me a good match. Like, I'm not going to see anything I don't like, but I absolutely would tweet in, kayfabe or whatever to do that. But you don't see a lot of that yet. Now, when a guy comes regularly, you get a little bit more into it. But when they're just showing up, it's kind of like, what have I seen in the 5 minutes of your match that I really liked or didn't like? If I don't like something, I don't tweet about it, because I don't think I don't need to be negative about stuff, because they get shit on enough for stuff that's not real. Like, fuck do I need to add to that?
It's weird. You don't have the PMA tattooed on the back of your neck. Kate does, and she just tweets venomous.
So much
at talent. About booking, I will. About shitty booking and stuff, but not at talent. Never at talent.
When it comes to entertainment.
Sorry, I was gonna say, Schlong, maybe negative is the wrong word. It's okay to be critical and to critique.
What am I critiquing about a show that is not built on storylines and is bringing in just indie talent? This isn't like you're really getting glimpses of just matches. I'm not getting a full story here, which I shouldn't be on these things. So it's really hard to critique. Oh, they didn't really sell that LSG worked such and such a match 6 weeks ago. Like, I can't do that. That doesn't exist here.
Guys, what if we all go onto the Mark Order Pod account while these are going on, and all of us just tweet bot like 70 times?
I am the eternal. If I'm watching
Ryan.
something to enjoy myself, I'm going to allow myself to enjoy it. Otherwise, what is the point? I've done it. Literally, I don't just do it with wrestling. I do it with everything, even sports. If I know my team's going to suck, I get over it very quickly, and I just start to like it. And I start
think you're doing it wrong. I think you're supposed to watch stuff so that you hate it and you hate your life. That's
like,
what
I am a good example is I'm one of the biggest Star Wars fans in the world.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck you, Matt. Fuck you both. I'm going to say this real quick. I could legitimately tear apart the sequels. I could, without question. No, I enjoyed them. Why? Because I wanted to enjoy them. If you don't want it, don't watch. It's that simple. Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, they were garbage movies.
So
do you want to see a Jar Jar Binks?
That's a prequel, not a sequel. Get it right.
You fucking dork.
You host 2 wrestling podcasts. Who the fuck are you?
I host a wrestling podcast, and I'm part. I guess you could say I'm part of another one.
Either way, who the fuck are you calling a dork? Who are you calling a dork?
Got your Star Wars underoos on, Ryan?
Which one of us has action figures in their house right now? You have toys in your house.
So does Anthony.
Yeah, so fuck you both for calling me a dork. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I'm just really cool because I don't like any of it. So
no. She's gonna fucking Mariano placard like he parks his fucking car in her apartment, though.
Did you make that yourself?
No, that's from his MVP float at the ticker tape parade from the Subway series. So it's actually fucking awesome, nerds.
She's going and watching Scarecrows. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about here, but
well, that's just white girl shit. That was just white people stuff that happened. It's not nerdy.
You did, Schlong, you did get a response from Tay Conte on the Twitter. I saw that.
Yeah, I tweeted something fun, which is there's something wrong about someone that happy who then goes and hurts people.
Give you a little boner.
That would give me a boner, and I don't have a dick.
I mean, Matt, we know that
you can get a lady boner.
Yeah, I would get. Please.
That's the thing. My wife talks about her lady boner all the time. She also talks about her big black dick, which is very concerning.
You better check her drawers, Matt. She's got one stashed away somewhere.
Not a lot of,
and it's got your name on it.
You should check.
Right? When it's small, it just says Matt, and then when it gets big, it says Matthew.
This is your full name, Matthew J. Buh.
Damn, you even went middle initial. You're a good guy, Anthony.
I wasn't going to say the full name on the air, but it's
very ironic that it's Matthew John, because that's very like biblical and
you're farthest from that.
Yeah, wipe my butt with the Bible. How you like them apples?
Whoa.
How you like them apples, God?
He's so hardcore.
Yeah! Satan rules!
I hope someone tuned in just then.
Seriously. We're going to start getting all those comments back in the YouTube. We're going to have to ban all these people because they're going to think we're about Satan. Thanks a lot, Matt.
What's wrong with Satan? But this guy's dressed as an orange.
I am a fan of Ryzen. So
what if we get a bunch of fruit lovers? People that just like fruit. Bananas, apples, oranges.
Guys. Hey, Kate, thank you, Ryan.
No.
Is this true?
It is not true. But I did have.
Kate, hold on. You have to let me give the context for the people not watching. Leon St. Giovanni is saying that you have a Jeter blow-up doll. And I believe that's true. I take his word for it. He might not have had the greatest match on Elevation, but he tells the truth.
Damn. Actually, and I hate to tell you, he's slightly wrong. It's not a blow-up doll. It's a real sex doll. Like, it's a life model of Jeter.
That's what I was going to correct. Thank you. No, but for real, in 8th grade, my friends chipped in.
I had the blow-up doll.
No, I had those, like, life-size cutouts, like the cardboard ones. A bunch of my friends dropped it off while I was not home.
And they inserted a bat right through the crotch so that Kate could have some fun with it.
No, I did that later. They didn't do that. Don't be weird.
Let me tell you something. I can tell you this much from Kate's past on this show.
Oh my God.
If she did have fun with it, she didn't use protection.
Lot of splinters.
She got all up in them guts with that baseball bat.
I don't get up in other people's guts. I don't have a dick.
Well, you made the bat get up in yours, so it was kind of like you did it.
That is a fair
Still
question.
crazy,
Can a lady get up in a man's guts?
Yeah, it's pegging.
Got the tools, yeah.
But it still wouldn't be my thing.
But you got the hardware.
Accessory.
Then you're not doing it right.
I think you've got it backwards. I also want to say this, Matt. I know you've had the hockey on in the background tonight. I know why. I think I know why they call Wayne Gretzky the Great One. That man looks phenomenal for his age. For a guy who played hockey all those years, that guy still looks good. Just gotta say.
Let's talk about hockey and action figures. Let's sandwich the rest of the podcast with my 2 favorite things.
Kate, you're not tired of talking about wrestling? You do like fucking 10 podcasts a week.
Of course I am.
All right, so
we're on the home stretch. We're on the home stretch.
We could stop the show. It's midnight.
This is it. We're going through the last few things here, folks. Just so that we know, they did announce, in case anybody is living under a rock, Tony Khan did announce that we are getting some buy-in matches for Friday night. So the news came out that the
preview
SmackDown.
Brilliant.
Hey, Matt.
So
did you do anything here? No? Fuck off.
You didn't even put buy-in preview, Rampage.
I did not. His notes just said preview. I had no idea what he was going to talk about. I took a fucking shot, Matt. All right, I went real quick based on what his notes said.
Between the soundboard and that, Ryan Song's gonna fucking he's gonna stuff a cheesesteak in my asshole Sunday.
Yeah, no, that's
yeah, he is.
Yep. I picked the right show to not be able to go to with you guys.
No, you didn't. We're gonna have a fucking great time.
This is gonna be.
Sad.
I think this is gonna be so much fun. But we'll talk about that. So it did come out that there's going to be a buy-in show for Rampage on Friday night. So the WWE came out and said they were going to supersize their show. So they're going to run 2.5 hours. They're going to run the last half hour on Fox Sports 1, apparently. So Tony Khan kind of came out and said, we're going to do a special buy-in on Friday night. We're going to start at 9 o'clock on YouTube, and then you can go at 10 o'clock to TNT and catch the regular card. The buy-in matches that they booked are pretty fucking awesome. It's Bobby Fish versus Lee Moriarty. Sign me up. And Bryan Danielson versus Minoru Suzuki. Sign me up for that one as well.
Buy in for what, Matt? Specify. You're leaving me hanging here.
When you're not buying into anything.
But it says AEW buy-in on YouTube. Buy-in for what?
I don't know. They called it the buy-in. You're not buying in for
Rampage. What's it before? What's it before? When's the date? Come on, man. If you're going to do this, go all the way.
Sorry, Schlong. You're right. I got it.
Shame on
Thank you.
And then the rest of the card is going to take place on TNT at 10 o'clock. We'll get CM Punk versus Matt Sydal, so Leo Rush lived up to his end of the deal. We'll have Ruby Soho versus The Bunny, which they're saying has TBS, some possible TBS championship implications in that match. And then we're going to get the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho, Hager, and Guevara versus Men of the Year, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky with Junior Dos Santos and Dan Lambert and Jorge Masvidal. By the way, I saw the other day that they booked the UFC actually set the fight. Jorge Masvidal is going to be fighting for a belt, so I don't think he's going to be too involved here moving forward. With AEW, maybe. I just want to let everybody know that Matthew did just update the card that we have on the YouTube, on the video version of this show. It says AEW buy-in on YouTube October 15th at 9 p.m. prior to AEW Rampage on TNT at 10 p.m.
Matt, what year?
Left out Eastern.
Yeah, I was going to say time zone, idiot.
And what year?
Moron.
What year?
I'll listen. If you're going to do it right.
I guess you're right.
That's right. You're right. So, Rampage is turning out to be a pretty decent show on Friday night, starting at 9 o'clock. I know, Kate, both those matches that were announced on the buy-in, you certainly said hell yes to both of them. So this should be fun.
Yeah, I'm very excited for both of those.
Wait, I have a question for Kate. This
What?
is a legitimate question. You have to review as part of your Friday night gig. You have to review both SmackDown and Rampage. What the fuck do you do when there's that overlap?
I'm assuming SmackDown's going to start with like a
better
or end.
What about Mountain Time Zone? Mountain Time Zone?
I mean, do the math. SmackDown is like very easy to follow. Like if it's going to end in a disqualification to end the show, so I'll watch the match on my television and pay attention to the matches on my YouTube, or maybe I have to talk to Sean. Maybe one of us will watch one and one of us will watch the other. I have no idea.
You should definitely say I'll watch AEW.
Yeah, no. He pays me, but I'm calling that. That's up to me.
So that's our Rampage preview. And moving on to Saturday night. We have our special Saturday Night Dynamite. It got moved because of the hockey on TNT tonight. So there's four announced, there's kind of four announcements for the show on Saturday night. 3 matches. 1, Malachi Black versus Dante Martin. Poor Dante Martin. 2, Bryan Danielson versus Bobby Fish. I'll take it. And 3, the AAA World Tag Team Championship will be defended by the Lucha Brothers versus a masked tag team. It still has not been kind of released who it is. There's a lot of people out there coming up with different things. Kate, you still wish it's LFI, right?
Always.
Who do you want? Kenny King and Dragon Lee?
I mean, well, I wanted that before Roosh was injured, but
Roosh is injured now, though. He's out.
you know.
Hope he gets a haircut. Fucking hippie. Dirtbag.
Cut your hair, hippie.
Cut your hair, you hippie.
You don't like mullets. You don't like long hair.
I don't like Roosh.
Crew cuts or
I don't
nothing.
like Roosh. Roosh.
Why do you like Roosh?
Because he's always in a rush.
He's like, Cabron, perro. He thinks he's the man, the bull with the horns. The only time I cheered for Roosh was when he beat Dalton Castle at MSG.
Fair enough.
9 seconds.
Terrible.
Then he became the champion. He was a chicken shit champion with his fucking crippity old father getting involved in all the matches and fucking Kenny King and Dragon Lee. Fucking bullshit.
Crippity King father.
Crippity old. Crippity crip.
And then they did announce that we're going to get the bracket for the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament revealed on Saturday night. That is it right now for what they've got coming on Saturday night. So should be a couple fun nights of wrestling. Asian Joe says Danielson and Suzuki for free on YouTube. What a time to be alive. Couldn't agree more, Asian Joe. I think everybody here is super excited for that match. Guys, a couple of notes. Oh, by the way, this is breaking news. Matt makes Ryan sad. Ryan feels feeling, guys.
Ask me if I give a shit.
Matthew?
No.
I was disappointed when there was no soundboard, but you pulled it off.
Let me tell you guys something. So this is, first of all,
Tell me something, brother.
Dude. Let me tell you something, dude. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on, brother. If you're like in AEW, if you're like in WWE, brother, stop with the nonsensical bullshit fighting on the internet. It's useless. You like something, you like it. You like something else, you like it. You can like them both, dude. Just remember, say your prayers, take your vitamins, put baby oil on your daughter's back, brother.
And be racist in your sex tapes.
And don't say the N-word, dude. It's not cool anymore, brother.
Wow.
This is a great time to be alive. If you're a wrestling fan, I don't understand how people fucking hate all this.
I don't understand
I was told I need to be. I was told I needed to hate things.
No, competition.
Just like 10 minutes ago.
Do you want to know why the Attitude Era was so successful? Because WCW and Eric Bischoff were pushing Vince McMahon to the brink of bankruptcy and his business folding. And then he got complacent, and fucking wonky-eyed Dixie Carter and Jeff Jarrett ran Impact, and nobody gave a shit. This is real competition. This is fantastic shit for the wrestling business. For all the boys and girls that are involved in wrestling, this is great stuff. Pushing each other is only going to give us better matches and better content. You don't have to pick a goddamn side. Go outside, get some fucking sun, and then enjoy great wrestling.
So I agree with half of that. No need to go outside and get sun. No need to go outside and get sun. That's a lie. Sun is bad for you. It leads to cancer.
No, that's too much sun.
No sun. Stay in air conditioning.
At the very least, can you stop sending, wishing death upon people? Can you not wish death upon me for having an opinion about one brand or another? And
no, I'm going to keep sending those texts.
Yeah, no, I figured as much. But
I will if you keep saying HBK over Bret Hart.
That's not what I said. You misunderstood the red flag.
He's just a sexy boy.
So
I don't understand the red flags.
It's
he's not your boy toy.
If somebody says this thing, that's a red flag. That's what the whole
He's just a sexy boy.
And I said, if they like HBK over Bret Hart, that's a red flag. And you were like, that's not what I taught you.
But it is what you taught her.
No,
it's not.
Bret Hart
forever. Bret forever.
But wait, isn't it what he taught you to find that as a red flag?
I don't even know what we're talking about. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
There's a Twitter gimmick that's like...
Listen, we think he's cute. We know he's sexy.
That's true.
He's got the looks.
Is he sexy? Did you see that picture with him and the kid that just won the NXT?
He's not sexy anymore.
Bro, just shave your fucking head. What are you doing?
It's bad.
He's turning into Cyclops with Dog the Bounty Hunter hair.
Well, I mean...
You're so hair opinionated.
His hair is all... Kate, you cannot... I'm fucked. You know what?
No. It's awful. I saw it. But, it's come up 3 times this episode how opinionated you are about hair. Now Pillman. Right? It looks like you were looking something up. What are you doing?
I'm looking something up, but you guys can talk amongst each other.
Well, you're kind of dominating the conversation.
Why don't we tell the good people about what you guys are doing Sunday that I'm not doing Sunday and sad about?
Wait a minute. Hold the fuck on. We got a couple things to get to. Not a lot. But did anybody happen to catch the GCW shows this weekend? There was quite a few AEW appearances and a bunch of wrestlers from other promotions there. Moxley retained his title, or he beat Gage to take the title in a death match. So Moxley was there on Saturday, I believe. Ring of Honor also had the Briscoes show up. I know one guy out there who got really happy at that, Milwaukee Tom. So the Briscoes showed up, Chelsea Green showed up, and unfortunately Cardona was there. Effie was there. Thunder Rosa showed up. Like, it was a crazy looking show. I did not see it, but I read all about it. Also, Minoru Suzuki and Joey Janella had a match. It was quite a show. But the big news, I think, that GCW announced that they are going to be running a show at the Hammerstein Ballroom on January 23rd, 2022.
Here's a shoot.
Newsflash. Go ahead.
When I tried to go to emo night, went to Hammerstein Ballroom instead of Melrose first because I'm an idiot, and also I didn't have my own tickets. Somebody else had my ticket, and I just assumed it was at Hammerstein because it's so synonymous with wrestling, and I was thinking GCW, ECW thoughts, I guess. So I think I called it into existence, but I'm just outing myself as being a dumbass for going to Midtown instead of to Queens, where I used to live next to that, not next to, but very close to that venue. So I want to go to that show, and it's going to be the right venue this time.
Just for anybody who's watching.
Look at that head. What is wrong with his head?
Yeah, Matt pulled up a photo of, I'm sorry, I don't know who this gentleman with the belt is, but
he's really
Shawn
good.
Michaels. Shawn Michaels has a photo with Matt. Who is that? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It's Carmelo Hayes.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Your new North American champion.
Shave his head.
Yes, he does.
That's atrocious.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like
Not
he
a good looking photo.
He's not a sexy boy.
Good looking photo.
Sorry, I had to.
It's fine.
You did. So, GCW is running Hammerstein January 23rd, 2022. If you're in the Shining Wizards Discord, it sounds like there might be a bunch of us trying to get together to go to this show. Yes. So you should probably jump in that Discord and throw your hat in the ring and say, I would like for us to all meet up at GCW, because it sounds like that might happen. The other thing is, it looks like, when they announced this TBS tournament, this TBS title tournament, there was some confusion as to when everything was happening. It looks like it's been kind of put out there by Ref Aubrey that the finals of the tournament are on January 5th. The tournament will happen over the next 2 months. The finals are happening on January 5th on TBS. So that was not... I know that we said that when they made the announcement about the title, and I think there were a lot of people out there who were confused at that, but that is apparently happening, folks. They're going to build this over the next couple months, and the tournament finals are going to happen on January 5th on TBS. So far, there are 4 women who said they'll be in the tournament. That's Thunder Rosa, Sky Blue, Ruby Soho, and Jade Cargill. And it kind of sounded like Sheeta and Serena Deeb are going to join that too, because I think they made some they kind of had some statements during their match that made it seem like they were going to be in that tournament as well. So we'll see what happens. They still have to announce a whole bunch of people if this is going to last over 2 months. So we'll see how that goes. And honestly, guys, I think that's it. Not really anything else. Kate, you wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on Sunday.
Yeah,
but you're not going to be there.
No, I'm going to have FOMO.
Well, we'll miss you. But Matt,
Kate's face. Kate, your head was down, and Anthony made a face.
I did. You'll have to go back and watch.
Oh yeah.
Fat chance.
Stop making fat jokes about me. Not you too, Kate.
She
It's a
said
chance.
fat pants.
Joke.
Get your fat pants.
As I finish my Kung Pao chicken.
So Matt, what's going on Sunday? Where are we going to be?
We're going to be at the 2300 Arena for the New Japan Pro Wrestling Showdown. Alex Zane, Will Ospreay, Moxley, and Eddie Kingston against Archer and Minoru Suzuki. We're going to get to see Fred Yehai. We're going to see Jonathan Gresham. We're going to see Brody King, Chris Dickinson, and
oh boy,
fuck.
Oh, so close.
We're gonna get to see Brody King and Chris Dickinson. Fuck.
Ah, god damn it! It's a tag match.
Oh.
Son of a bitch. Oh damn it! There it was.
I'll say this. I got it
now. Fred. Oh damn it. Oh, Daivari and Rush against El Fantasma and Chris Bay. Gresham. Garcia. Daniel Garcia's with Brody King and Dickinson.
Jesus.
I fucking can't wait. My boy Jay White's gonna be there.
Card is ridiculous. All right, I might look at tickets. Yeah. Damn it.
Oh no. Just
kidding. I might.
You join us, Kate. Join us.
Oh my God.
Yes, Kate.
Well,
come with us.
If you would like to join us out there,
don't.
Matt wants you to come up and say, Matt, I'm a huge fan of you from the Shining Wizards, especially.
Hold on. How many times does this have to not work for you guys to keep doing?
Hold on. Time out. You guys, I was just wrapping us up and taking us home. I wasn't talking about the wrestling.
I want Matt to get people to say hi to him.
Listen, nobody who's listening to us right now is going to come up to us at 2300. Nobody. It hasn't happened yet. We've been to Ring of Honor. We've been to both of the AEW shows in the area. We're going to another one in December, and then we have this show Sunday. Nobody's coming up to us. Let me tell you this. If you come up to us on Sunday, I'll have stickers. So you can ask me for a sticker. I'll give you a sticker. You won't even have to get it in the mail. You won't get the nice letter we send out, but I'll have stickers.
I'll hit you with a suck it.
That's true. Matt will hit you with a suck it, and then Ryan will tell you nothing but good things about yourself because he's not going to.
Sorry that I'm a happy person. I like life. And I think people should.
Anyway, if you'd like to join us, and by join us, I mean.
Yeah, I could do it too, Ant. Fuck off.
You know, somebody else can wrap this shit up then. Go ahead.
You know, I had said we're going to do a show Wednesday night. And, there's plenty to talk about. This has been a complete runaway train all night.
Yeah.
Let me wrap it up. Join the Mark
doesn't
Order
like wrapping things
social.
up.
Oh my God. Join the Mark Order on our social channels: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I think we're on Twitch. Kate, how's that working out? At Mark Order Pod.
Nobody knows what to do, buddy.
Social.
Nobody knows what to do.
On all forms of social. You can find us at Mark Order Pod. Hit us up for some stickers. We're here every Wednesday night, whether there's Dynamite or not, at 10:15 p.m. And then anywhere you listen to your podcasts, you can find us by looking up Mark Order Pod. Subscribe, like, rate, leave comments, whatever you got to do. But stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We'll be back next week. So,
is there a Dynamite next week?
I don't know, but we'll be here next week. We got to talk about Dynamite on Saturday. So we'll be here.
You guys aren't doing a show Saturday night? I'm trying to get out of
fucking crazy.
Trying to get out of these things.
I'm not have doing to show another podcast.
No. Matt, you wanna do the good? You wanna do the Omega outro?
Oh yeah. I got you, brother.
So schlong and good night. Got it in.
Nailed it.
Oh my God.
Goodbye and good night.
This concludes the Mark Order podcast. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Join the Mark Order.